Good morning, good morning. It is April 5th, about 5:30 in the morning, hour before the open of the stock market. And let's look at some stocks. So futures are up. S&P is at about 402.93 here, top left middle. It's a pretty significant gap up overnight. Right, so we got through that resistance Thursday off the gap up, broke through 4,000 on the S&P 500. Now, sitting about 4,033 for futures. So it looks like strong momentum, even with yield rates increasing, but bullish sentiment is moving higher. Bitcoin is a little bit higher than 57Ks, but we'll look at the top gainers this morning first. So NNOX, so Nano X Imaging, so they are up on an FDA approval of their X-ray technology, up almost 50%. We'll see here, and see here on the daily, just here on for a 1-year chart, so 20 to 98. 481. Let's stick it. Alright, so we had been in this pretty big downtrend for the month of February. So from the high 80s, 90s, all the way down here to the 30s, bounced off 30, pushed back to 50s. Moving averages above acting as resistance, and you'll see we get a pretty significant move up. We're up $70 right now, so it moves all of today. Pre-market here. This is 1 minute chart. I'm going to go to 5 minute chart, but so pretty big jump right off the get-go, right? So first candle available, all up to 75.5. Sideways consolidation, and thin trading to the moving average 9, comes to the 22, and then we get a jump right at 4 o'clock as more traders are available to get in for pre-market trading. Pushes us back up to 72.7. Consolidating back there, and now looks like we're pulling back. Just moved back down through the 22. Do have a little volume void in the mid 60s, but we'll see if the 61.8 fib will act as support. And then we'll look at CEMI, so Chembio Diagnostics, so they're up on a commercial launch of a test to differentiate between COVID-19 and the flu. I didn't know that they were having problems diagnosing those things, but I know I've seen different reports saying flu numbers are way down this year. Could they be counted COVID? Potentially. But you see here another strong move right off the get-go this morning. So let me come over a little bit. So from 3.4, the close yesterday. Oh, this was yesterday actually, on Thursday, excuse me, the first after hours move. Switch to the candle first of the day, so we get a bump from 5.2 to 609, and then we pull back to consolidate even more from the consolidation after hours yesterday, and then since 4 a.m., time when most people can start trading pre-market, stair step run higher back up, pull back into the 9 EMA right at the point of control 5.2. Now we're sitting at 5.45. Looking to go higher. If we go out to the daily, see if we can find some long-term targets. Are pretty similar to NNOX. Big sell-off throughout March, but bouncing off the lows here now. So we're sitting at 545. All right, so we're basically right back into this consolidation right here. We've got the 200 EMA is what we're running into on the daily moving forward. So look to see if we can break that, get through this area, high volume, use that volume as a launch pad to go higher for this week. And then across the board, so we got different news on the videos I put out this weekend for electric vehicles and cannabis. So cannabis stocks are all a little bit higher this morning. So there's news that is circulating that the Democrats are trying to basically retry on recirculate the House bill that passed about cannabis banking. It passed in 2019, didn't go through the Senate, but they're trying to push that back through now. So that basically give all these companies access to banking, and I believe it would allow American companies to be listed. So Aphria is actually up, on their proxy advisory firm ISS Glass Lewis recommends shareholders vote for the proposed business combination, which should hopefully come by the end of the month. I haven't seen an exact date yet, but could move up there. But if we look at MSOS, ETF, which kind of beat down from Friday, but we are getting the gap up right now, on very thin trading. So cannabis stocks could look to go higher. We go to EVs now. Obviously Tesla. So Tesla got a huge gap up overnight. They got a outperform rating from Wedbush, which is like their first bullish one to make that case. But gap up was so strong, basically got us through the area that was acting as resistance right at 700. Was acting as a big seller's point. Kept us up through that, hit 716 this morning, and then now we're trading pretty sideways right around the 78.6 fib. If we go out to the long term on the daily, all right, you can basically see here we did have a lot of consolidation around the 700, 710 mark. So we're sitting right above that right now, and just by volume terms, right, you see we do have kind of a shelf of volume at 700, and above 700 there's not much. So this gap could potentially squeeze some shorts and look to go higher here pretty quickly, get us back up maybe to 800 within the week. That could be a potential target, but we'll have to see if the market strength continues. And then also with that, all the Chinese plays, Neo, XPEV, Lee, they're all up. So Chargepoint, it's also up. So the residuals, support infrastructure for electric vehicles. I read an article this morning that still Biden's plan about putting up charging stations across the country is going to be hit with resistance, but Chargepoint's up on that. So you see yesterday, I keep saying yesterday, Thursday closed at 29.84. Today we gapped it up this morning, got up to 33.15, and see pretty significant pullback since the 5 o'clock hour. But we'll look to see if we can now use these EMAs as a base here around 32 bucks going into the open. So those are the two runners this morning, NNOX CEMI, and I think cannabis and EVs are going to be strong the rest of the week. I think everything too, semiconductors, NVIDIA, AMC, they'll probably be up. Just with how the futures are up so much right now, I mean, there's a good bet you can find a lot of plays out there. So this might be a time to be somewhat more aggressive in your trading. Put out the bucket while the rain is good instead of the thimble. So let me know what you guys are watching this week. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video this morning, and we'll see you in the next one.